Peace and blessings. Aboru, Aboye, Aboshisheo, Alafia, and all that good stuff that comes in between, right? So I will wait for a few people to come on. But I am Iaremi of Ile Iami Atiegun. I just want to talk about a subject that's been on my mind, which is ritual in theory. Okay. It's not structured today, so it's not like I'm about to give a class on anything. It's just basically me having a convo with y'all about things that affect our journey as teachers, as spiritual leaders, what have you, in the community, right? So there's really no structure behind it, y'all, so kind of bear with me on what I'm talking about with y'all today. So I'm out in nature. Actually, I'm sitting on the river. It's really beautiful out here today. So anyway, so a little bit about me. My background is my family wasn't into like Orisha or Loa or anything like that. You know, I just was raised, people would kind of say like hoodoo style. Alavia. So people would say I was raised kind of like hoodoo style, because when I was growing up, it was shunned on for us to learn anything about Loa, anything about Orisha, anything about Impungu. We really didn't study those type of things. You know, we had, and happy Mardi Gras, by the way. We had like the Indians that would mask up on Sundays, and we would go out and dance with the Indians and have a good time through ritual and stuff like that with them, meet up at different ballrooms and learn dance steps and so on and so forth. But I was brought up in the natural house. And people would kind of compare that to hoodoo, because my grandmothers were praying grandmothers, right? They would pray. They would put some oil on you and anoint you and heal you. You know what I'm saying? And they believed in natural medicine. They really didn't believe in taking too many trips to the doctor. They believed in healing thyself, you know. So my family, the background of my family was mostly hoodoo based, but we didn't have a lineage or anything like that. So as I was growing up, I started studying New Orleans traditional voodoo. Okay, so I was kind of like freestyling it, though. I wanted to know about it, and most of us, you know, we get into it because we want to learn how to do some kind of spell or some shit. Either we trying to heal somebody or keep our man, or, you know, some cute shit that we got going on with us. Maybe some issues that we have within us, and we just wanted to use the ashe of the energies that we have to do things we needed to do instead of trying to heal ourselves or be accountable for the things we had going on in our lives. Okay, so with that being said, y'all, I was always excited about learning about these different energies that we had and the powers that we possessed to be able to do the things that we wanted to do in life, or manifest the things we wanted to do in life. And it's crazy because what happened was I dove straight in. So I think I was in the closet about 12 years old with a candle, praying over that candle, praying for things to go right at school for me so I can make good grades and I could be able to go to places that I wanted to go by making those good grades. And my mama would always give me a reward for coming home with straight A's and stuff. Hey, Aisha, baby. So I was in the closet praying over this white candle to manifest the things that I wanted to manifest in my life, not knowing the forces we had around us. But I could never come out and say, hey, Granny, I'm sitting in the closet over this candle praying, because they always looked upon it as if it was something bad or something evil or something they was afraid to tap into, you know. So as I got older, I started looking more into the tradition, and I met this lady on the West Bank in Algiers, who wrote the book The Seven Sisters of Algiers, and she was a real sweet sister. She had a shop right, I think it was like a block away from Tech Street or something like that, and she gave me some books to read on New Orleans voodoo, and then she took me to the village that was right in Algiers that I didn't even know was there, you know. And I was like, this is so beautiful. This is our culture. This feels right. You know what I'm saying? This feels different from being in church. So let's, you know, go ahead and fast forward it. When I came to the Orisha tradition, I was excited just like I was when I was learning about New Orleans traditional voodoo. I was excited. I just wanted to know How do we use the medicine? Who do we call on and how do we call on them? And so on and so forth. So it was just an exciting thing for me. And I just dove straight into Orisha. I wanted to learn the ritual. I wanted to learn the colors. I wanted to learn what birds resonate, how to read nature. And the same thing like when I got my first deck of tarot cards. I was like, oh boy. So, so the first thing when I got my first deck of tarot cards, I just wanted to know how to read those tarot cards. I wanted to know what each number meant, each color meant, each symbol meant. So I was excited. I was just excited, and I just dove in head first, not knowing that before we start to use these different divination systems, there has to be a connection between us and the spirit. And the only way that we can have a divine connection between us and the spirit is if we deal with those energies that we've been holding on to and be accountable for the healing that we're supposed to have in our lives. Not understanding that our Ori has to be in balance for us to deal with these energies, to know exactly what they have for us or what messages they are trying to give to us. But a lot of us, like me, just jump into the tradition and we want to know ritual. We want to know how to make our money long. We want to know how to heal people. We want to know how to have people around us that love us and don't use us. We just want to learn the ritual side of the tradition. Just learning the ritual side of the tradition does not make you stable or balanced. So the first thing one of my teachers asked me is, what are you doing for your Ori? And I was like, well, I've been sitting in a tradition for a minute and nobody ever taught me about my Ori. I didn't know that I can give offerings to my Ori. I didn't know that my Ori was the first Orisha that I connect with. I didn't know there was divineness inside of the Ori or the consciousness, or that it should be praised like the other energies that we give homage to. No one said when I came in the tradition, make sure your Ori is fed. No one taught me the ritual of Ibori. So I was just in the tradition doing things with Loa, doing things with Orisha, until I ran across a teacher that was like, check your Ori. How are you divining? How are you communicating with the spirits? How are you connecting with them if you're not checking your Ori? How are you having a balanced lifestyle with these energies that are being placed in your Ori with initiation if your Ori is not in line? Do you not understand that dealing with these different energies, you can make yourself go crazy if you don't have your Ori in line? But nobody is teaching that. Everybody is teaching, oh, you Oshun, oh, you Obatala, oh, you Oya, oh, you Yemoja. Learn the attributes of those Orisha. Learn the attributes of those Loa. And you should move like them and you should walk like them. But you don't even know who you are. You don't even know who you are. And when my teacher asked me what I was doing for my Ori, I couldn't answer it because I wasn't doing anything at all. I wasn't doing nothing to make sure that my Ori was okay. I was walking around in confusion and chaos, calling myself a teacher. And a lot of us are in the community now walking around in confusion and chaos and not healed and calling ourselves teachers. So the next question I was asked after I was scratched into Palo Mayambi is, you don't have no theory. It is nothing but facts. Trying to have power. Exactly. So it's like you're running behind all of this power, but you don't have theory behind the power. So what happened was, I'm learning these rituals. They're working. I now know how to work on my Ori and make sure that my Ori is aligned, so I can make sure that my consciousness is where it's supposed to be. Making sure that I'm connecting with the right energies, right? Learning how to control these energies in myself and those people that are around me that may even experience possession, right? But I was still missing the theory. Even when I had tarot cards and I would pull the tarot cards and I knew the color and I knew the sign and I knew the number and I could read you with the tarot. Even when I'm dropping Dilogun, right? I can see what it's saying, but I don't have the theory behind it. Like, where does it come from? Do you have an understanding that certain systems do not cross? There is no way in the world that somebody can come to you with tarot and tell you they can tell you who your Orisha is. These systems do not cross. But also, where did tarot start? Where did the Logun come from? Where do these different systems, Okwele, come from? Where does Iking come from? We didn't have theory behind what the hell we were doing. And they still don't have theory behind what they are doing. They are priests that's been priests for 20, 30 years and can't tell you where the Okwele system started from. They can't tell you the origins of the Yoruba stories. They can't tell you about the progression period. They can't tell you who saved the medicine for us. So we know ritual, but none of us know theory. You can tell anybody the reason why we turn to a Babalawo and we say Aboru, Aboye, Aboshishe. Nobody knows these things, but they're cute. And everybody's hollering Alafia. Everybody's saying peace. Everybody's saying blessings. Everybody wants to divine. But I'm here to tell you from my own experience that I was not right until my Ori was right. And I was not right until I learned the theory behind the ritual. That was the next question that my teacher asked me or said to me. He said, you have the ritual, but you ain't got the theory. So I couldn't even understand the roles of men versus women in the tradition. I was so stuck on what the white women would teach us in feminists, right? Being feminists, that I didn't understand the role of women in the tradition. I didn't understand the energy of women. I didn't understand Odu. I didn't understand the womb. I didn't understand the masculine energy. So I was questioning and arguing with people about what our roles were in society and in spirituality, because I didn't have the theory behind the ritual. But when you start learning the theory behind the ritual and where you fall at in ritual or where you fall at in the tradition and why you are given Orisha or Loa or Impungu, you're going to know where you stand, and then you're going to be more powerful than you thought you would ever be, just because you know the theory. The theory teaches you love. The theory teaches you understanding. The theory teaches you why we do what we do in ritual. You don't just have the ashe to make things move. Now you know why you make things move. And this is all I came on to say today, y'all. I ain't gonna pick on y'all all day. Peace, everybody. Hey, Omi Fumilayo. Brandon, hey, sweethearts. Javar, congratulations on the 22 or 29 acres. Well, I'm probably giving you extra acres, but congratulations on the 22 acres that you bought. Much love to Oshun the Golden Harvest Temple. We will be down there to celebrate y'all when y'all open y'all gates. You know what I'm saying? Just blessings and love to everybody. I just wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about that. I don't want to jump on nobody's ass. I just want y'all to know the things that I went through in the tradition before I could even consider myself being a teacher. Before I said, and I was going around saying I knew this and I knew that, and I was able to do ritual. But I couldn't tell you why we did what we did. And so now it's to the point where you are now being held accountable to know why we do what we do. Before you call yourself a teacher, before you call yourself a tarot reader, before you know why you read bones, before you say I'm a child of Orisha, where that Orisha comes from, where that Loa comes from, what land did it come out of, what the people name was, what the people talked. Can you learn the language of the people? What is the difference between the energy of the darkness and the energy of light, right? It's a lot to learn, y'all. I mean, but we got time. They say we forever students, right? And we can learn from the littlest child to the oldest elder. We need to make sure that we always be able to heed advice. You know what I'm saying? But I love y'all. Aisha, congratulations from touching Mexico, baby. You're going to travel the world. You're going to be so blessed. We love you so much here in Houston. We're going to miss you. Can't wait to see you soon. Yes, baby. Extra, Javar. So thank y'all so much for just tuning in. Make sure y'all share, show love. We're gonna have a full moon drum circle here in Houston on the next full moon. Come out with your instruments, come out with your love, wear your white, be ready to dance, because we're honoring the ancestors in Oshun. Give thanks, I share, or double.